Hello and welcome back. Pierce Brosnan finally sold his $100 million home in Malibu. We're not quite sure how much he got for it, but we're still looking for $2 million homes in every state around the country. This time, it's in the state of Washington. So, starts off with one of my favorites, because if you're going to have an expensive house, make it fabulous. This one, as you can tell, is right next to an airfield. Yes, your house has its own air hangar, which goes straight out on to this airstrip, and it's located on like an island. So like the house, you literally drive this out here onto the airstrip. So what a great house if you're into flying, and overall it's located on an island, so it's probably a good idea to have this. Otherwise, you're having to take ferries and all that stuff. So there you go. But it's up just northwest of Seattle. The house itself is not too special, so you really got to like flying. But it would be cool that if you had your own plane, you could just hop in your hangar and head out the road. It's got a hot tub. Anyway, next up. So this one is located just southwest of Seattle, so you're still close to the action. I just liked it because it's a house just for entertaining, because you're on a lake. It's got a boat lift. You got a basketball court, which is also a tennis court, and this would be a house if you liked entertaining but didn't really want to take care of a yard. This would be for you. It's got a little like Zen gardens over here going on. Just I like the sunroom in the back too. Overall, the house is not too fancy. It's got this weird kind of gear here, and it also there's another weird feature that I didn't quite understand. So it had like this thing. It doesn't say in the description where it is, but it's got like a bicycle lift. It made no sense where this was. So I guess if you like your bikes close, this is the place for you. Moving on. So this one is just another one of my lodge favorites. I like houses with lots of land, and this has, I believe, about 63 acres. So it is located, where is it? Somewhere in the great somewhere. Okay, so it is located kind of really into nowhere. So if you want to get away from it all, this is it. So it's got 63 acres, and it backs up to, I think, just a bunch of forest too, in addition to your land. It just backs up to a whole bunch. Just the huge windows get lets in all the light. Lots very open on the inside, very airy, and lots of light. I mean, that's your bedroom with all those windows. So that would keep you warm and cheery, even in the kind of rainy, kind of cold times in Seattle. Moving on is a grand old lady. I believe this one was in the 1889. So she's been around for a while. She's up here. So it said it took 2 hours to get from there, and you had to take a ferry to get over to, if you want to see a Seattle Seahawks game, to get over there. But 11 bedrooms, 10 baths. It could be used for a B&B. There was something about this whole spire to the top of the dome was like 70 feet or something. It was pretty substantial, and it's a unique taste. You'd have to kind of be into it to really be a part of it. But if you liked old lady, the old classy ladies, this one is certainly it. The kitchen is a little small, on the smallish side, and it's kind of compartmentalized instead of for a B&B, but an interesting property nonetheless. Moving on. This one, I think I really like the views out of it. I think it had so many windows. First of all, it's located also close to Vancouver, but also close to Seattle. So I like the location, but it had a great views. So this is all your house going down to the water line, and each level has huge windows. Itself, I'm not terribly fond of the pine in this instance, but it's not too bad. But then you get this kind of thing, and even though the color of the wood's a little dated, I still just wall to wall windows is just great. So good. And a little walkway down to the water, be very peaceful. Moving on, this is City Life. So this one obviously is in downtown Seattle, and it just has your prototypical view of the Space Needle and all that living. Very nice. I don't like the design of it. It's just kind of a meh. It's like a Minecraft gone bad on the outside. The inside's fine. It's modern. It's clean, and good lines. Nothing too big. But it just the city living is pretty nice on that one. It's not a covered rooftop. I've seen better ones like in Cleveland, but there you go. Moving on. So this one was located, if you were looking for the far east, Spokane, Washington. Just a different vibe and different experience. This is it. It's a big house, over 7,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms. Oh, that was one of these got me. Oh yeah, early on, this one, it was 7,000 square feet, but only 3 bedroom. I was like, what? Anyway, but this one is much bigger. This is in Spokane again, and it's got plenty of big backyard and kind of a unique features. I like the fact that they took some time to make it their own and make it different. I like it. I like the views of it. They called it like the Tuscan arches. I'm like, they almost needed to go more into the look if they're going to go that. It almost looks like an afterthought. And this kitchen is not terribly fancy. But the part I really liked about it was in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the indoor pool. I like the arches above it and everything, and it's got a little hot tub. It's just such a nice. It's like a hotel quality indoor pool. So I like that quite a bit. Next up, so this one, I like the modern aesthetic of it, but the big draw about this guy is it's like there's all these little ski areas that you're next to. So it would just be a great place to go skiing, and then you're still not fairly close to Seattle, so in good weather you could still get into Seattle. So anyway, so the house, that's the big draw of it. It's got big windows on the inside, and a modern house. I want to say it was built around just this year, so it is very modern. So the latest and the greatest. So I like the location on that one a lot. This one was fun. So it was actually close to Portland, just across the river in Vancouver, Washington. But it was you're still close to a big city. But this was at one point featured on HGTV. It has it was a container home, so the big shipping containers, and they made a house out of it. And they went with kind of a Zen garden look to it, and I really liked it. You just have to buy into the aesthetic. I don't know, I assume they insulated it properly, but they just went all in with it, and it's really fun. And I think it had like 2 or 3 acres to go along with it on top of the house. So it's just something to. Your whole house is a neat conversation piece, and I like the little sunken couch in there. It's very fun. You can look out over stuff, so it's just a fun, different house. I like to show you guys different stuff. And last but not least, this one, which does not show the house too well, but it's just this one was a location thing for me because I really like the fact that it was in Seattle, so you get to experience all of Seattle, but it's like right across the street from this good sized lake with paths all the way around it. There's different parks on the other side. There's parks beneath it. It's next to a zoo. It'd just be a great place to have a city nature combination, and you're just steps away from all this. So I really like that. And you're not just looking at your next door neighbor, so the view's okay. The inside is a very modern. You could see one of the HGTV people staging this. It's very clean. It's a simple kitchen. All of these kitchens have been pretty simple compared to some of the other states we've seen, but all functional. The outside view of it looks like, oh, here's one of the views from the patio area, which it's covered, so I like that. That helps me out. So it's not, your side views are kind of close to your neighbors, but I really like the proximity to the park. So anyway, so here we go. Hope you enjoy. We're still going to keep looking for homes around the country. We're glad Pierce was able to sell his big house. So we're going to total up here. We're going to be to 25 pretty soon, so we'll have half the country done, and we can show what we've been able to do with just 50 million, a mere 50 million. So anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you later.